Good day, everyone. This is KW, the Blue Collar Worker, back at it with a new video. Today's video is going to be about life insurance. You heard me? Life insurance. You may not need it today. You may not need it tomorrow. But one day, you will need life insurance. So let's get into this. Most people do try to do the right thing and make sure that they cover themselves in case of an emergency or a sudden death. They want to make sure they're not putting a burden on their loved ones. And then, you have some people that say, well, my parents got it, or, I'm not going to really worry about it now because that's down the road. But to be honest with you, down the road can be right around the corner. It could be the next few minutes. It could be the next few seconds, if you want to keep it real. And I don't want to get too deep into that, but because the video is really about life insurance. Life insurance, we all need it. And when you get a certain age, maybe you should take it upon yourself to make sure you got some life insurance. When I left my parents' home, I took over that responsibility to say that I'm going to make sure I got some life insurance. Because I saw in the past, and I even see it today, when someone passes and the family realized that person didn't have any life insurance, now they got to go around with head in hand trying to drum up enough money to bury that person. I've even been to funeral homes where the body had to be removed from the funeral home because they didn't have the funds to bury their loved ones. I mean, it's serious. I mean, it's something we don't think about, but if you really think about it, you got a birthday and you got a death date. And like Ray Charles once said, one thing he knew for sure, we all gonna die one day. So, having said that, it would be wise to get some type of policy. Now you can check with your parents and say, hey, mom, dad, am I still on your policy? Or in some instances, you want to make sure they got a policy. Because, as people get older, the money gets a little tighter, and then it's a matter of priority. What do I do first? Do I take care of the insurance, or do I put food in the refrigerator? If you're in that situation. And in most instances, if your stomach is talking to you, you're going to put some food in that stomach and say, I'll deal with the insurance later. And, it happens like that more than you think. So you want to do the right thing. And I'm not saying, get a policy where you leaving millions of dollars to everybody. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying maybe get enough to bury you. Period. Now, if you want to get $1 million policy and all that, hey, go for it. But at minimum, you may want to just get enough where you can, not put the burden on someone else. Because it's, when you go around with head in hand, it's not a good look. And most of the time, people not going to give you what you need. I think on average, and don't quote me on this, I'm not some funeral director that I can tell you exactly how much it costs. We just talking numbers. I can be too high or too low or whatever. But you get the point that, you want to just have enough. And you can go to a funeral home and inquire about it yourself. So you can know exactly how much you think you'll need. But I would think you probably need in these times probably about for a funeral, maybe a burial, probably about $7,000. And then they try to throw in all the extras, the casket that don't seep water, and all these things. Now that's up to you when you get to that point. But the point I'm making is that you want to be responsible and make sure, especially if you're working, you want to make sure you got some life insurance on yourself. And if you got a few extra bones and you think that your parents might not have it, you may want to check on that too. Just ask them. They'll let you know. My mother, she didn't have any life insurance. And the lady was telling me all the time, her agent was saying, your mom insurance lapsed again. So finally, I just took it upon myself and took over the policy and hoped that I never needed it anytime soon. And it was just enough, really, just to bury her. And that's all we wanted anyway. We didn't want to be worrying about where the money's going to come from now with your loved one. My mother. It's one thing when they pass and you feeling bad and down and out because you lost that special person. Then reality sets in. She don't have any insurance. And what if your money ain't right? Now what you gonna do? I remember when my mom passed, we was all there, we was crying and feeling bad and sad and upset and everything. And one of my great aunties walked up to me and she said, I just got one question for you. Do your mother have life insurance? And I said, yes, I took care of it. She said, good job. You can go back to doing what you're doing. And it just made things so much easier. I mean, I was hurt. I'm still feeling it. She's in my heart and her spirit is with me all the time. But, it was one less thing we had to do is go around with head in hand, trying to borrow from relatives and friends that most likely probably won't have it for you. And so, these are the things that none of us want to deal with. But it's a part of life, things happen, and you just want to be prepared. Have a plan. That's in one of my other videos about having a plan. Just go to KW, the Blue Collar Worker, and you'll see that video there about having a plan. So. When you get your money, make that one of your monthly expenses. And if you can pay for quarterly or yearly or whatever is convenient for you, is the way to go. But again, I'm not telling you to go out there and have $1 million and you're going to make everybody rich around you. No, I'm not saying that. Personally, I think it's every man for himself when it comes down to responsibility and taking care of oneself. No one owes no one. But you owe everyone around you not to put that burden on them. Not to say, well, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Because if you go, you don't have to worry about it. But if you care about the people around you, and they circumstances, and that it might be a problem if something happens to you, and you want to do the right thing by yourself and them, get the insurance. Get it. Get it up. Get the insurance. Get enough just to bury you at minimum, and tell one of your loved ones where the policy is. And it'll make things go a lot smoother in your world. So that's all I got to say. I hope I didn't offend anyone. It wasn't meant to be offensive, but it's something we all need and should have. And, not depend on parents or the uncle and auntie and the brother and the cousin to have it for you. That's nice if they do, but you really want to have it for yourself. Again, this is KW, the blue collar worker, coming at you with a new video. Thank you. Have a great day.